Welcome back to Duty's Daggers, my friends. We're doing a cut test today on the Kizer Veratas. This is a titanium frame lock designed by Lundquist, and I like it a lot. Factory edge is nice and sharp here. There's some really cool details about this knife that you'll see in the full review, but right now we're just seeing how it cuts. Also kind of seeing how the ergos are and that kind of thing. Just kind of what to expect if you own this knife and use it. Starting on some regular cardboard. Breezing through it nicely. There's a choke up spot on this knife, so your finger prevents the cardboard from slipping into the sharpening choil area and getting snagged. So that's very nice. Let's bump it up to the double thickness cardboard. We'll go the easiest way first with the grain here. Not a problem. A little more force needed to push through, but not a problem. Let's go against the grain the harder way. Still a little more force now needed to get through it, but not a problem. This is pretty thin blade stock. It's not like insane thin, but it's thinner than average, I would say. It's a full flat grind. Pretty average measurement behind the edge, not crazy thin. It's a drop point blade shape. You can see that when we want to do utility cuts, we kind of got to raise up a bit to get to the tip of the blade. Let's try some utility cutting. You can see if you're not all the way at the tip, it'll kind of leave some sections uncut. You got to raise up pretty high to get to the tip on this thing. A little over 45 degrees, I would estimate. But it's not bad. Again, if you're doing a bunch of utility cutting, I would grab a nice Warncliffe or a sheep's foot, but for day-to-day stuff, this will be just fine. Let's roll up this leather glove and see how it does cutting through this stuff. And I did very well. You can feel this edge just biting through the leather. It's so great when you get a nice bitey edge. If you've used enough knives, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes an edge can be really sharp, but kind of glassy. It doesn't really bite into material. This edge here is bitey. It's biting into that leather. You could feel it. Some Cecil rope. Here's where that belly's going to come in handy. Got to start at the tip and rock back on that belly, pinching the material and cutting through it. You can feel that bitiness again on this rope. Making short work of the Cecil rope. How about some polypropylene rope? I still haven't gotten a 2-inch strap. I need to do that badly, but for now we'll just use this rope. It's got like a nylon outer weave, and then there's like this white stuff inside, this white rope inside. Very nice, not a problem. The action on this knife is great. It's got a really nice detent. The front flipper is very snappy. The reverse flick is real good. Yeah, it's just fun. It's a fun knife to fidget with. Some thick rubber tubing. Also, the milling pattern is just very cool. A bunch of little triangles. I really like it. The lock bar relief cuts on the inside too, which is a really nice touch. A lot of cool details on the knife. Let's carve some of this wood here, mostly to get a feel for the ergos. When you're pushing through wood like this, you're really gripping the knife really hard, and you can get a good feel for how the ergos are going to be. And also see how it bites into the wood, and it is biting into the wood very well. The ergos are pretty good. I don't feel any major hot spots. It's a rather thin handle, so it's not going to fill out your hand like something thicker would. But there's no major, one hot spot or anything like that. Just overall thin. So not going to be as comfortable as something with a thicker handle. What's next? Let's see how our edge held up. Yeah, we're still cutting paper, man. It's kind of misting outside, and my paper is kind of almost damp, which is why I'm sometimes having trouble getting the cut started, but it is absolutely cutting paper still. Not as well, obviously, as when we started, but it is still cutting paper. Very good. I like S35VN. It's kind of a nice change from all this Magna Cut we've been seeing. I'm getting tired of Magna Cut, folks. Let's give it a quick strop. I make these drops by hand, by the way. I'm working on the third batch right now. They have all been spoken for and are being shipped out in the next couple days. But if you want to get in on the next drop, you can hit me up on email or on Instagram, and I can put you down on the list for batch 4. They're nice and wide. A lot of real estate for getting your whole edge on the leather at once. It's made out of maple. Flamed, stained, a lot of hand sanding. And look at this edge, man. Woo! So sharp. They did great sharpening this knife, man. That bitey edge that holds itself. Stays sharp, folks. It stays sharp. And it's bitey, which is great. Overall, I like this thing, man. At first, I think I was thrown off by the rectangular kind of lock bar access there. Next to the, rounded sharpening finger choil area. It looks kind of, I don't know, to me it looked kind of weird at first maybe, but now I'm used to it and the action's excellent, and now seeing how it cuts, I really like this knife. So that's it. Hope you like the video, folks. Please like it before you leave, and I will see you soon.